All right, let's dive right in. Today we're exploring an idea called the 1% mind. We're going to talk about how to deal with those intrusive thoughts. You know, the ones that make you feel kind of ashamed or even broken, and how to find a path to real mental renewal.
So let me start by asking you a really big question, one that gets right to the heart of things. Are you your thoughts? That negative thing that just popped in your head, that weird image, that voice of self-doubt, is that actually you?
You know, for so many of us, if we're being honest, the answer feels like a pretty painful yes. We all get these thoughts that seem to come out of absolutely nowhere. They can be disturbing or super critical or just bizarre. And this leads to a really common but isolating problem.
It's shame. That's what it is. You have a thought and you immediately think, oh my God, why did I just think that? What is wrong with me? You feel like you have to hide what's going on in your head, because if anyone really knew, they'd be totally freaked out. And that right there is the core of the struggle.
But here's the thing. What if trying to fight those thoughts, or feeling more shame, is actually the wrong approach? The key, it turns out, isn't about fighting harder. It's about a complete mindset shift. It's about fundamentally changing the relationship you have with your own mind.
Just let that sink in for a second. You're not broken. You're not failing. The problem isn't some deep personal flaw. It's just that you're unrenewed. Now that reframes everything, doesn't it? It's not a defect. It's an opportunity.
And this is the shift. It's so simple, but it is profound. We have to move from this old belief, I am my thoughts, where we're basically welded to every idea that shows up, to a new belief, I observe my thoughts. You become the watcher, not the thought itself. Huge difference.
And here's the piece that really makes it click. Your brain is kind of like a muscle or a computer. It gets into habits, right? It practices certain thought patterns over and over. But that's just the machine running its program. It doesn't mean that program is you. You're the one who can decide to run a whole new program.
So this brings us to the most empowering part of this whole idea. If your brain is just practicing things, well, that means you can retrain it. You're not a victim of your thoughts, you are the trainer of your mind. So here's the framework for how you can actually do that. Okay, first things first. You have to find and activate your inner observer. This is that quiet, calm part of you deep down that can just notice. It can watch a thought float by like a cloud in the sky without having to grab onto it or believe it or judge it. It just watches. Now, as the trainer, your job follows 3 pretty simple steps. Number 1, you use that observer to spot the intrusive thought when it shows up. Number 2, you actively reject it. You literally say to yourself, nope, that's not me, that's not true. And number 3, you replace it. You consciously put a new, true, constructive thought in its place. And when you start doing this over and over, it builds into something really life-changing. See, this isn't a one-time fix. It's a conscious decision you make, a path you choose to walk every single day. And that's really what it all boils down to. It's a choice. You can stay a passive passenger in your own mind, getting thrown around by whatever thoughts show up, or you can choose to grab the steering wheel. You can choose transformation. And there's a simple but really powerful way to make this commitment real for yourself. It's an activation step. Just by affirming, I choose truth, you're making a conscious declaration. You're telling your own mind, okay, I'm in charge now. So think about the potential here. Your mind can feel like a battlefield, right? A place of constant stress and conflict. Or through this training, it can become a garden, a place where you intentionally, carefully cultivate peace, strength, and real growth. Because when you renew your mind, you don't just change your thoughts. I mean, that's just the start. You change your perspective, your emotions, your actions. You change your entire life. Renewal really, truly changes everything. So the final question is all yours. Look, this isn't the easy path. That's why so few people actually do it. It takes real responsibility and daily practice. But the power to completely transform your mind, it's right there, within your grasp. So will you be part of that 1% who decides to take responsibility, renew their mind, and choose to live transformed?